guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is officially the start of fall, which means I'm done with fake tanning. I don't know about y'all. Yeah, that's put on the back burner. It is time to be, you know, Snow White, Ice Princess, whatever you want to call it. And this is my natural skin tone. It's very fair, so I am very excited for this review today. A little backstory. For the past couple of years, I've been trying to darken my skin because, one, I didn't want to stick out, and now I don't care, and two, the lightest shades were always too yellow or too dark. I was really excited when my friend Kristen told me that Too Faced came out with an even lighter shade of their Born This Way foundation. So we are going to be doing the shade Cloud today. Can we just talk about this pink packaging? I love it. Alright, so this is what the bottle looks like. Has some nice little detailing on the top with their logo. And it's a glass bottle, so it feels very luxe. So first things first, this looks like Scary Light. I swatched it in Sephora and it kind of oxidized nicely to my exact shade. So I said, yes, please, sign me up. Now I like to prime my face before using lighter foundations because sometimes I feel like lighter foundations can settle into fine lines and wrinkles and it just gives a chalky kind of effect. So for today I am going to be using the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Primer. My face is freshly washed. I don't have anything on except for brows, which if you're new to this channel, I have like no eyebrows and putting on light foundation, I didn't want to look like a naked mole rat. If you want to know how I do my eyebrows, I will link that video down below for you guys. Does it ever stress anyone else out when they watch girls or guys on YouTube put on foundation and they do not pull their hair back? Like, what you doing? What are you actually doing? This is a pump and I'm going to be using a brush. This is like a knockoff artiste brush that I got from Amazon. Bristles are kind of falling out, you know, whatever. It's the clean brush that I have right now, and so I want to go in and kind of buff it out with this. If it's a little streaky, I might go back in with a beauty blender. So I'm just gonna shake this. It's not like super liquidy, so I don't even know if this is doing anything. And I'm going to pump this out on my hand. So this is the color. I'm going to just start dotting it on my face. I have a lot of redness and some little acne spots that are healing, so I don't expect this product to completely cover all of that because 9 times out of 10 I have to go back in with a concealer anyways. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go back in with a sponge and just kind of like diffuse this line situation. It's so hard having dark hair and fair skin, as I'm sure it's hard having dark skin and light hair. Wow. And what was I talking about earlier? People getting it in their hair. I'm not feeling it with the brush. I'm actually hating it. I'm gonna go in with this dirty sponge and start pressing it into the skin. This looks like a very medium coverage, which is great for people that have, how do you say, flawless skin. But I am not one of those people. So I will honestly probably go in with one more layer of this. Light foundations are hard, man. Like, it's clinging to my dry skin, which is, you know, to be expected, but also annoying. This is why people with darker skin have it so nice. Let's see if we like this a little better. Okay, already off the bat, It is so much prettier when I apply it with a sponge versus the brush. It blends out fairly easily, but I will say you're going to want to take your time, especially if your skin is on the drier side. It does have a pretty finish. So I'm going to do one more little pump. I'm just going to do this one half of my face so we can see what it looks like with a brush versus a sponge. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. And like I said, it does kind of oxidize a little bit. So it looks like really stark at first. Okay, so this is the side that I did the sponge. This is the side that I did just the brush. So you can see this is a little bit more full coverage than this side is. So if you're wanting something a little more full coverage, definitely use the sponge. And this is 2 layers. So, but I did feel, and it could just be this brush because it's not the best, but I do feel this side that has the brush kind of streaked a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and even out my skin. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm actually like really excited right now because literally nothing ever matches my neck. And this is matching perfectly. I only had to drag it down just a little to make sure that I didn't have like a little line, and I don't even think I needed to do all that. So this is before concealer and powder and everything, and I'm honestly freaking out. I'm going to do my concealer and powder on here, and then I'll do the rest of my makeup off camera to save some time. For my concealer, I am using my tried and true Tarte Shape Tape. I will be using it in the shade Fair Neutral. A little bit under my eyes. I have freckles, if you guys didn't catch that before I put my makeup on, so I like my freckles, but when I'm doing a full face, I like them to be a little covered up, so I don't have dark circles, I just have like freckles that I kind of blend out. And then I'm gonna just kind of dot this on my little spots. I always do a little bit around my nose. This is a little warmer compared to this foundation than I want. So just blend this out. This is actually, this is gonna sound really silly, it's actually kind of brightening up my face a little bit so it doesn't look so flat. My nose is long, but I like for it to be kind of brightened up. And then for my powder, I am going in with my favorite translucent setting powder. This is the Kat Von D in translucent. It has a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it shimmer, but a little bit of a glow. So if you are on the fair side like I am, and even if you're not, it just gives a nice, healthy glow to the skin. So I'm just gonna set my under eyes first. And then I'm going to set nose, chin in between my eyebrows where I like to get crease lines. Oh, and I'm just using my little sponge to pick up the powder for this part. And then I will use a brush to dust it on the rest of my face. And this sounds like a cat toy, so just let it happen. In general, I'd set this foundation all over. Okay, so this is the foundation just by itself with primer. I guess it's not by itself. Primer, foundation, concealer, and powder. So this is how it looks. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Alright, so this is the final look. I actually think I'm going to test and see what the wear is like throughout the day. So right now is about 3:19. Yes, My background is drawn there. I am gonna go run a couple errands, do a couple things, and then I'll come back and check in with you guys and see how it's looking. But as of right now, I really like how it looks. I think that it's really pretty. I'm trying to pull my hair to the side so that you guys can see that there's no like line. My skin has a lot of redness in it, and this actually falls under the rosy category, so I think that's why it matches so very nicely. And we're gonna check back in a couple hours and just kind of see how the makeup's doing. But as of right now, I'm really loving the finish. I feel like I'm not too flat, so hopefully it'll kind of keep my oily skin at bay. So we'll see. The time is now 10:17. I have been to work for a little bit, ran some errands, and I went to trivia night. So here's what I have to say. I do look a little shiny. I don't think this claims to be a matte foundation. No, it does not claim to be a matte foundation, which I think is something that my skin needs because it is a bit on the oilier side, but I think that could easily be combated with like a pressed powder. So if I carried like a pressed translucent powder or something super light, I could just easily touch up those spaces. It's just kind of like separated a little bit like around my nose and on my chin. Just this general area where it does get oilier throughout the day with most foundations. So honestly, I'm not mad at it. Like, it didn't claim to be a matte foundation. I'm not taking it as a matte foundation. But otherwise, I think it held up nicely. Like, I really love the color. I think up here where I have a little bit of like dry skin is just from where I use the brush. I think if I just were to use my little blending sponge, I think that it would be fine. Also, I could use a setting spray. I did not use a setting spray, just a primer and a setting powder. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, be a part of my channel. I would love to have you. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye guys.